Hello everybody. So today I'm going to do a little van tour of the 94 Chevy van. I was waiting for the weather to get good and find a real nice place down by the water, but it's just so crowded everywhere that I decided just to come up here to the college parking lot. This guy's nice and empty. So let's just do a little walk around of this van, and it's not 100%, but it's pretty close. So there's the driver's side. You know, I didn't really start doing any vlogging on this until I was doing the interior. But, you know, we did all this work. I did all this work in the shop at home there. You've seen my shop, I'm sure. So let's just start talking about what I did on this van. So when I got this van, it was pretty much a basket case. And, but it was pretty rust-free. And the dash was in good shape, and it ran good, and it had a rebuilt motor in it. The guy, I bought it from a lady who was starting a painting company, and she bought it from a guy. I got a hold of the previous owners, going 3 back. She bought it from a guy who did maintenance in it, and he bought it from a guy that owned a painting company that just used it for storage on job sites. That's why it has no windows, or no windows except for the ones in the back. They just drove it on site and filled it up full of all their materials and supplies and left it there. So let's just go. So the bumper there came off of a 78 Chevy van, and I wanted those bumperettes, so I seeked those out. We found those in Pennsylvania. And the spoiler, it came off of an old 70s van that was made for the wide flares, and I customized it so it fits this van. Now you know, I put a new grill. You can buy all the grill and the bezels and the new fog lights. I bought all those off of eBay or Craigslist, and all the side markers, and I just fit the side markers into the air dam there. And of course that bug deflector thing is available on Amazon. You know, that's a Cal Custom visor up there. You can see that's kind of the truck style. It's not really the old school style, but I kind of like it better. I think it gives it kind of a cool look. Then of course it has the spoiler on the back, or wing, whatever you want to call it. You know, that's Cal Custom. I ordered that, and I had to paint that along with the van. And these are just the louvered back windows here. I just have them velcroed on so I can take them off and wash my window. The back bumper, you can buy those brand new. Those are easy to find. The front bumper, hard to find a chrome bumper for these new. You have to order it. You have to find it at a junk. Mine came from a junkyard. So I've got the US mags. I like the slotted style, just kind of gives it a retro look with the radial TAs. The sideboards were on it when I got it, believe it or not. I actually put the side markers, the lights in it, and did all that stuff to it. And I put new mirrors on it, put the little chrome brows over the windows. So yeah, that pretty much takes care of the outside of it. Then of course we did all the body work, and you know, it's homemade body work. I did it all, so it's nothing special, but it's very serviceable. So that's what we did on the outside. You know, of course the engine's just a rebuilt 350. It had about 50,000 on it when I bought it. I put a new radiator in it, a new water pump. I put a new heater core in it. New hoses and belts is all I really did to that, and seems to run great. I've put a few thousand miles on this thing, quite a few thousand, and seems to run great. So underneath here, I don't know if you can see this very well, but I'll stick this down here. So underneath here, I did put new shocks, and I put some airbags on it. I actually had Torque Lift down in Kent install those for me. So this is about, a third of the way full. It'll come up another 3 or 4 inches at least in the back, but I kind of like the rake it has sitting there just like that. Of course, it has the fantastic fan up on the roof there, and you can see the roof is not very straight. You know, I didn't do a perfect job up there, but it's pretty good. So you look inside here. I haven't really finished this out completely inside here yet, but the dash was in great shape. I did buy a dash pad for it, just to cover, you know, and I made this cup holder, and I put a little Kenwood stereo in it, and then this little box here kind of serves as a table, and it kind of dual function. I'll show you when I get into the back and do the inside. So yeah, this is just carpet laying in here. I can change the carpet out anytime I want. It just got seat covers on the old seats. I may reupholster them. I did put an emu skin up on the roof here, and then you can see the track up there. This is the track for my curtains, and I'll go through that when I open up the back. When I open this door, I put the tires on. They're a little wide, and the door actually hits at these sliding doors. That's the reason why a lot of these guys put the gull wing door on these, so they lift up. You know, I really didn't want to go for the gull wing door thing. It's just a little too much at this point. Maybe someday, but for right now, this seems to work. I'm careful when I open it, and I just kind of pull the back of it out a little bit, like that. Works fine. Okay, so in here, you can go back and look at my videos. I did a complete build of the interior of this thing, so you can kind of see what I did there. So I put in a wood floor. It's a hickory pre-finished, you know, hand scraped floor. Of course, this is just a throw rug over it. You know, we went with the purple theme. My kids picked out the purple and said, "Dad, put purple in it," so I put purple in it. Here's my little control panel, my charge controller. This is my, you know, my breaker panel, switch panel. You know, I put some lights up in there, and they go with the music, and they're just kind of a cheap little setup off of Amazon that you can buy to do that. The countertops are actually an old piling that was milled into some wood, and I bought that at the second use and made my countertops out of that. And of course, the cabinet faces are all made out of the flooring as the hickory. So we'll go over here, and I saw another guy on YouTube he builds campers. Can't remember the name right now, but you know, he actually came up with this idea, which is these little, they fit on a 5-gallon bottle of water, and it seems to work just great for what I'm doing here. You know, just a simple little thing. I'm not looking for, the sink is actually, you know, it works, but it's kind of not really very utility. Down here is where I keep my 7-gallon water tank. I can fill it up here, and I carry a hose on board, or you can, down here, pots and pans, some silverware, bottles, paper dishes, and stuff like that. You know, I've got a little drawer I put here that has my silverware and stuff like that in it, and miscellaneous stuff. I've got my Triton 2-burner stove here that you can use here. You can take it out and put it up on top and use it, or you can take it outside and use it outside the van. Over here is where, you know, this works as a little bench. I can actually sit on this, or it has a, you know, a bucket in there with all your toiletries. You can use this as an emergency bathroom toilet thing, or if you got to, you can pee in a bottle. Over here, of course, I have my Camp Zero stove, which is actually on a slide out. You can slide that out and get into that if you have to. I just have bottles of water in it right now. I have my 2,000 watt inverter down here. Then I have my little Bluetooth Sony speaker and a little amplifier I bought so I can play my guitar inside the van here. Maybe I'll do a little bit of that in the... So these speakers here were just kind of a spur of the moment. I had them, so I just stuck them up there. That may not be permanently where they're gonna go, but you know how that stuff goes. You put it up, and I've been using the van, probably gonna stay like that for a while. So I have my little flat screen TV over here, and this, you know, it works on 12 volt or 110. You know, it's on a swing arm, so you can actually swing it around and watch it outside, sitting outside in the van, or you can watch it laying in the bed there, or you can face it this way and sit in a folding chair, which I have in the back here too. So that seems to work out pretty good. Let's see, down underneath here, it's just pretty simple. Over there's my subwoofer, and here's the for your clothes and stuff like that, and that's the water tank that you'll see when I open up the garage area. So this thing right here is actually my Olympian. I did a lot of research on these. You know, they're not the best. Of course, the little diesel heaters are probably the best ones. You know, and they range anywhere from $100 to $1,000. These are about 250 bucks. They're a good compromise for some heat in the van. You just crack the back windows a little bit, and you crack the front windows a little bit, and turn this on low for the night. And then down inside here, you know, is where I keep extra bottles of propane and a 5-gallon bucket of propane that I use to power up the Olympian, or I can use it for barbecuing. So that's pretty much the front. There's my Emu. I did put this nice little light up on the ceiling here. It's a great little light. And you know, for the switches on the side doors here, you know, they come on automatically. So I actually switched it. I put a little switch right here so I can turn that off when I have the side door open. And I have another little method for in the back. These upper cabinets, coffee, spices, and stuff like that, because, you know, I can really cook some good meals in here. Pancakes, eggs, you name it. Over here, you know, my control panel, I showed you I have my light, and this is my temperature gauge, and I've got a pull-out cutting board, which pulls all the way out. You can use that as an extra table when you're sitting in here, or you could use it as a cutting board. I haven't needed it for anything yet, but I really haven't done a whole lot in this van yet. Just kind of still working on it a little bit. So that is that. I'll go ahead and open up the back doors here and take a look in the garage. So there's really not a lot back here. Of course, I got my guitar up there, my little traveling guitar. And I've got my tool kit and a bunch of tools over here, and a jack for the van. I got my spare tire. I got these little clamps here that I clamp a little piece of wood so that I can turn that off, because that actually turns the light on too. Here's an extra little rug I have, and you can go back and look in another video. This is a water system I use for my shower in the back here. So I tested this thing out and it actually works. So that fills up a gallon of water in about 20 seconds. You can fill up a gallon, and then you add, and that's a 10-gallon tank. I thought it was 15. That's a 10-gallon tank. So you can fill up your gallon of water, heat it up on your stove if it's cold, and then you can take a shower sitting in the back here, and I'll show you how that works real quick here. I think you can see that. So the shower is real simple. Basically, it's a stand in the back of your van shower. I have this little board here that I put some stainless steel pan head screws on, and basically it just kind of spring loads. Basically just take your shower curtain now and hang it up there. Kind of as even as you can get it. Not like that. The wind's not going in my direction here. So that's how the shower would work if it's not windy out. there is to see back here. Sit outside and eat dinner. Make yourself a nice beverage and sit there. No van is totally complete without your Bluetooth speaker. The idea. Hey, just wanted to touch bases a little bit with some nighttime footage of the van here. So this is some stuff I didn't show today. So when you come in here, I've got these overhead lights. I've got 4 hockey pucks there, and I think I showed you that one over there. That works as a dome light. So we got the hockey pucks, and let's see, what else did I wanted to show here? Oh yeah, got this thing here. So my curtain, I don't think I showed the curtain today very good. So these curtains here are really nice blackout curtains. So they just fold out like that. I'll just do the half because I got to move the chairs. So those are the blackout curtains that black out the whole camper from the front. Then in the back here, I'll just do one of these so you can see what it is. So I have these panels here, and they're in other videos too. So if you want to go back and look at the build, you can see how this stuff all works and how I built it all. They just Velcro in place like that. And that's what gives you privacy when you're inside the camper here at nighttime. There's the fantastic fan from inside. So this TV actually clips. You just gotta get it in there, right? Clip it back. There it is. That way it doesn't swing around. So the last thing I wanted to show is just the colored lights at nighttime. So basically you turn those on, turn these off, and so they actually will go with the music if you have your music on. I'm not going to do the music right now, but you know, you can change the settings on these: blue, green, red. You know, you can do a little light show with them if you want to do a light show. You know, they have little modes you can do. So you can set your modes, and you can, I believe you can tone these down too. So you can, anyway, you get the idea. There's a lot of different things you can do with these. You can speed them up so they go faster and slower, and do the different modes. I think that's about one of my favorites right there. Just purple, and do it as dim as you can get it. Yeah, so you can bring it down to a nice dim like that, or yeah, so I just put those in there. They're kind of cheesy, but you know, they're kind of cool. You know, it just adds a little bit of ambiance for when you're out doing stuff. And you just turn them off like that, or I just actually leave them on. I leave them on, and I just do them with the switch over here on my switch panel. So, you know, I'm just going to conclude this video here. I just did want to mention that, you know, in this build, I started watching some of these YouTubers years ago. You know, the first one I ran into was Rick over at Dreamside Out. I just loved his minimalist lifestyle, the way he you know, went out of that damn apartment that was costing him $1,800 a month, and been living in that van for like 4 years now. And from that, I, you know, started watching Nomadic Fanatic. These days I watch, you know, Chrome and Cruzy over at Van City Van Life, and Foresty Forest. You know, I watch him a little bit. Used to watch Into the Mystery. You know, I watch them build a few vans, and you know, there's a host of them out there, and there's a lot of guys that build stuff. I actually built a tiny house before I built this van. I built a tiny house and realized that I'm not going to be able to use that for anything, so I sold that. So here I am now doing this van thing, and I hope to be able to go out and do some, maybe I'll go out and look for some hot springs like Wonder Hussy. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who that is out there. I watch her. She's cool. She's smart as hell too. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's gonna wrap this one up. If you see anything you like, you know, share it, subscribe it. I could always use the support. So that's pretty much the tour of my van, where it is right now. I mean, I still got a lot of things I'd like to do to it, but you know, it's a fun van, and I like to use it. I go driving it around quite a bit. So until next time, just remember, it's all about the journey.